Hey angels, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is gonna be a little different. Today, you're gonna be cooking with me. So first, we're gonna start off by washing the meat. You know, gotta clean the meat before cooking. That was loud. So I buy steak pre-cut to make it a little easier for me, but I will go in and cut it a little bit to make it a little smaller for steak tacos. So right now, taking the meat and washing it, you know, breaking it apart. Get it all clean so I can go for another cutting. Okay. Once you get your meat all soaked up in water, swish it around a little bit. You take whatever water is in that container that's with the steak and you drain. So we're gonna take the meat while it's washed, take it over to the cutting board, and we're gonna cut it a little bit. Sorry, that was a weapon on screen. Not good, I guess. So I'll take my meat, my hands are washed. Take my meat, see they're about like this thick. We want to go for more smaller pieces. And you know, I'll do that for a long time. You keep cutting till they're about this big for the tacos. You know, just keep cutting it. Be careful with knives. I can't really hold meat very well with my right hand. So cutting makes it a little more difficult when it comes to cooking. Especially cutting up meats that are thicker than usual. So I'll do this about 30 more times. After you cut all your meat, you're going to take oil to the pan. Add a decent amount to let the meat, you know, be able to soak in it. Then you take the pan, you go around a few times till the pan is covered in oil. And you put that oil on low heat. And you let it cook for a few minutes while you season the meat. And while you season the meat, make sure all the pieces are cut to your liking. I prefer to make a lot so we can have leftovers, you know, prior to the day, like after. So what I do is I take all the meat into a bowl like this, all of it off the cutting board, put it in here. I prefer to use my hands when it comes to the meat. So I take a tiny bit of oil to the meat to make it easier to season all the meat up. So I like to start off with my onion powder. Put a decent amount in the pan. Then I take paprika. Then I prefer my garlic powder. I love garlic powder on all my meats. I take some meat tenderizer. Add a little bit of that in there. I take a little bit of taco seasoning because these are steak tacos. You put that in there too for more flavor. Then you take your hand and you, which this part is not the best. It's usually the yuck feeling when touching the meat. Once you mix all the meat up really good, it should look more of orange color. You'll take it and you'll put it in your pan with the oil. Okay. Then you stir around the meat for a minute in the pan. You're gonna let this cook for about, I say, 20 minutes, maybe less, depending how long the meat takes to get like that nice medium rare feeling. Or I may cook them well done for the tacos. But who doesn't love juicy taco? Who doesn't love juicy steak meat when it's got a little bit of juice in it, right? Doesn't hurt anybody. So once you do that, I'm gonna use this to hold my spoon to keep it from making a mess on the counter. Now I'm gonna take the pan lid and I'll let it simmer. While it's simmering, I'm going to get 2.5 cups of water for my instant rice. So take my measuring cups, fill that one, fill this one. Mind you, I would have to make a second trip, so recording is gonna be a little more harder for me. So we're gonna take it over here. I may place you down, like right here. While I do that, take your 1/2 cup of water, put it in the pan. While that warms in the pan, you take another full cup of water, you put it in. Now you go get your second cup. Now that you have your second cup, you will start to cook your rice. Now while the food is cooking, you're going to take a few tortillas, right, and you'll warm them up for like 30 seconds so that they can be a little softer when folding. As that cooks, you have your salsa, your sour cream, and your cheese. Now I prefer shredded cheese and melted cheese when I make tacos. It has more flavor to it. Now, depending on what you use for each container, I use my regular spoons to, be able to apply the liquids to the taco. Now we wait until it's done. Now that your rice water is ready, you're going to take a little bit of butter for the rice. You're going to put it in the pan. I'll say about what, 2 teaspoons? Tablespoon? Put that butter in there. As you put the butter in there, you'll take your instant rice. You'll put it in the pan. When you do that, you'll take the seasoning of the rice packet, place it in the pot. Make sure you get all of it. Make sure you get all of it out of the packet. You'll move your butter. You'll take your turning spoon. And you'll stir it together for a few minutes while it boils together. And with this process, it doesn't take very long. It's very simple, easy maintenance. I, on the other hand, prefer instant rice. I have made Spanish rice, but I prefer to use instant rice for tacos because it's easier on my right side and more time consuming. Well, less time consuming than it would be to do rice with a bunch of steps. Now that your meat is simmering, you're gonna let it cook a little bit. Now for the steak, it's looking nice and it's looking pretty good. Let's cook it for a few more minutes. It'll probably be really good. While that's cooking, the rice is gonna take about 10 minutes, maybe 5, depending. While I let the meat simmer, the rice cook, we will wait for it to finish. So we can continue the video. While that stuff is cooking and whatnot, we will take our spoon, we'll place it on the pot like that. We're gonna go wash the bowl that had the meat in it so we can reuse it when the tacos are done. Well, the steak is done. My bad. I usually use Dawn dish soap. We wash it out. We take a little bit of Dawn into the bowl like this. Actually, I know you can't see it really well. Take a little bit of that. You take your sponge. You scrub all of those oils out. Even though the steak is going to have oils when it's time to be done, I'll take it and I'll drain all the oils out of it before prepping it into tacos. Mind you, my tacos are not gonna have vegetables. I eat vegetables in the house, but my boyfriend does not. So I usually do not buy tomatoes, lettuce, nothing like that, because he's not a fan of it. I'll eat it no matter what. So while this finishes cooking, I will get back to the video once everything's ready. While the rice is cooking, I'm going to prep the tortilla. First, I like to spread melted cheese on the tortilla. On one side, one side with cheese, one side with the sour cream. And then I'll add a little bit of my salt into my taco for that extra spice. Once you add that, you're going to take your shredded Mexican style 4 cheese, shredded cheese. You're going to spread it onto the tortilla. And as you do that, you'll take some of your taco, your steak, cut up that I prepped, and put it on the taco. You should put as much meat as you would prefer. I will put it a little bit because I want the tortilla to be able to close. So over here, we'll set this down here. We'll check the rice. The rice is done. So you'll take the spoon that you use for the steak. I use the same spoon for certain foods. You'll take your chicken rice, you'll add it onto your tortilla. Okay. Mind you, your tortilla should look like this, right? So as your tortilla looks like that, you're going to try to fold it the best you can. So after you kind of spread everything out, my taco wrapping is not going to be a burrito. I prefer to wrap it the easy way that I'm able to, so it'll look like this. When you're done doing this, you'll take it to the pan, and this is where you'll grill the tortilla for it to be cooked and crispy. So while you wait for that, and you sit here and you go back and you prep another tortilla. And you'll keep doing this step until it is finished. Now, once your tacos are done, they should look a little bit like this, crispy. So now for the taste test. Really good. I give it a 10. I prefer steak tacos over regular ground beef tacos. They are really good, phenomenal. They're really crispy and really soft on the inside and cheesy. I don't know if you can see that, but it's got salsa, cheese, meat, rice, sour cream, and melted cheese. Fantastic. I would recommend it for anybody. And if you prefer cooking videos sometimes with talking videos, just hit me suggestions. This is my first cooking video, so I do apologize if it wasn't the best, but I hope to see more videos like this in the future with you guys, and I love that you're supporting me, and I hope you have a great day. Thank you.